What's up, everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and in this video I want to talk about how to stop a side pressure attack in arm wrestling. Okay guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so how to stop a side pressure attack in arm wrestling. Okay, so we've all been there, okay? So as much as I denounce side pressure as a style of arm wrestling, it doesn't mean that other people don't use it. It doesn't mean other people aren't strong there, and it doesn't mean you're not getting your arm smashed to the side, okay? So I want to present a defense against that and something you may not have been trying and something I think you should try at your next training session. Okay, so let's look at what the problem is first here, and then we'll talk about the solution. Okay, so your arm is being, and this is most likely it's fast. It's more like a fast side pressure attack in arm wrestling where you're just in an instant, you're going from here to, or you're just getting totally out of position, okay? And we've all been there. We've all had some flash people who can just flash to the side, and before you know it, your arm is down, okay? And remember, that can come from any number of different directions. And you can have somebody top rolling, hooking, or whatever, and your arm goes down fast. This is more to present a defense against someone who's really, presenting a real side pressure attack. Okay, so the solution that I'm presenting in this video to a side pressure attack, somebody who's quickly taking your arm down with pressure going towards the pin pad. Okay, that's what I'm presenting a defense against here. Okay, now here it is. Okay, so what I'm saying is, instead of trying something from in the middle of the pad and using anything conventional, okay, like your hook or your top roll or some other variation, this is what I'm suggesting instead. Okay, if the other guy is forcing himself into your arm out to the side here, classic side pressure smash, okay? And if that's happening to you, here's the best solution, okay? Is what we want to do is retreat. Okay, we want to present a retreat. Okay, I've also heard this called like a reverse hit. Okay, I like to call it a retreat. Okay, to where it buys you some room and you're going with the momentum of the side pressure. Okay, so instead of fighting against it immediately, okay, your move is to actually retreat away and with the side pressure, okay, but away from where you normally go. Normally you're gonna fight that right here, okay? What I'm suggesting is you're retreating. Bring your arm up into this top, somewhere near this top left-hand corner is probably right about where you want to be, if that's comfortable, okay? And what I would suggest is you're retreating from left to right, okay? So you're starting up on the top left if you can, and it leaves you all that room to retreat, okay? But here's what we want to do, okay? So what I'm suggesting is, on the go, the side pressure guy is just going to be trying to drive you to the side. I'm suggesting a retreat, okay? Almost like a sweeping retreat, okay? So you're going to be kind of pulling, and you're trying to affect this guy. If you can, try to affect the lower fingers of your opponent, okay? The two bottom fingers if you can, okay? Now, I'm not suggesting I even know what the person's doing, if they're doing any hand manipulation while they're coming to the side, if they're hooking and coming to the side, or if they're top rolling and coming to the side, or if they're just keeping a flat hand. I don't know, but what I'm suggesting is the best solution is definitely back pressure, okay, and a retreat, okay? And while you're pulling backwards, I would try to get a bend into your wrist, okay? Somewhere between maybe a hook and a low hand top roll, okay? Something like that is going to give you that room to retreat from a fast side pressure movement, okay? The fast side pressure coming this way, you're actually retreating. And remember, a bend in the wrist, okay? And I suggest this at first, maintain your pronation, okay, at the beginning of the match. Maintain pronation as much as you possibly can. A lot of times you're gonna try to do that anyway. If you're setting up for a top roll, your pronation should be locked anyway. You shouldn't have to be pronating during the match. You should be pronated, and there's a big difference, okay? But against the side pressure, it's the same thing. I would stay high, okay, good leverage. There's no benefit to being at the back against a fast side pressure, okay? No benefit at all. The benefit would be getting as high as you possibly can, okay, especially if you're gonna retreat anyway, okay? And then as close to that left-hand side, this is my right arm, obviously, as close to the left-hand side of your pad, okay, as you possibly can. So we're maintaining height in the arm, pronation in the arm, okay, and then bringing that elbow up as high as you can. And you have a couple of avenues of retreat, okay? Remember, the retreat always, we want to be going left to right, okay? But there's different ways we can do that, you know. But to me, I like to create back pressure, okay? So I'm always going to try to get somewhere backwards. It's not always going to be perfectly diagonal or something like that. I mean, honestly, I don't know how close to this edge I really want to get, okay? But what I know is I want to create some space going from left to right, okay? So what I'm generally trying to do would be to be dragging all the way to the back, okay? And I'm going to be making a bend in my wrist at the same time. So if we're starting here, this is good for the video angle here. If we're starting really straight against a fast side pressure approach, this is where I would be. I would be high, okay, pronated, okay, and on the go, it would be 1, 2, 3, go, not coming off the back. 1, 2, 3, go, okay? And we're creating space so as the hand is coming in here, okay? If we can get a bend in there first, instead of trying to fight the person here, the problem is that we're getting out of position before we can do anything, okay? And that's why a little bit of a retreat with a bend in the wrist, okay, might be all you need to get back in the match. Let's look at it from the side. Okay, guys, we're looking at that same thing from the side, okay? We're looking at that same retreat from the side, okay? Now here we go. So against the fast side pressure, the issue that we're having, okay, is that we're getting thrown out of position immediately, okay? So here's our defense against that, okay? Same thing I was showing from the front, okay? We want to get our elbow all the way across, as far across as is comfortable, okay? Sometimes there's no perfect position, but get your arm as far as you can over. This is the top left-hand corner here. As far close to this corner as you can. That's going to leave you the maximum amount of room to retreat, and that's the whole reason this move is working. It's the more room you have to retreat, okay, the more effect this move can have, okay? So we're gonna be here, okay, so I was talking about starting position, okay? Remember, there's no benefit to starting at the back, okay? Okay, maximize your leverage with height, okay? And angle, so we're getting top left-hand corner. I'm going to be going as high as I can, okay, and I'm gonna stay pretty close to my body. What I don't want is my hand traveling over the center. We wanna get as much height as we can, and I'm gonna get pronation, okay? So we're turning over as far as we can, okay? So I can't turn anymore at the beginning of the match, okay? This would be like a classic top roll start as it is, okay? And then on the go, remember, I'm retreating, okay? And I'm not keeping a flat wrist. What I'm gonna try to do, okay, I'm gonna retreat on the go, 1, 2, 3, okay? And I'm gonna try to affect the little fingers of that opponent, okay? But I'm gonna try to keep my same angle, okay? And see where I can go from there, okay? The whole thing was stopping the match, okay? So if you're having you're getting a side pressure thing, the first thing to do is stop the match. If you can stop the match, you can win the match, okay? So the first defense is gonna be that retreat. Try to affect the little fingers of the opponent, and then if you can, try to roll from there.